wife likes me. But I'm seriously though, when does the attacks on Bernie Sanders stop? When's it going to end?
Well, they just change.
No, they change.
The sexism one they think is their number one.
Well,
that's why Warren pulled that out.
Well, here's the problem. That's backfired big time.
Oh, I know. I know it has.
You think this is going to go well for Hillary Clinton?
Yeah.
It's already backfiring. I've seen a lot of Bernie supporters say, time to send another donation to Bernie.
Yep.
Because Hillary Clinton ran her mouth.
You know, you have record after record of her switching, doubling back. I'm talking about Warren. I saw her application where she put Indian, American/Indian, because it was politically advantageous. Go back to Bernie's long history. You see the same honorable man when he was 15 that he is today.
Exactly.
Without a glitch.
Yep.
And you can see a testimony of testimony where he talks about women having the same exact privileges and rights to the presidency throughout 50 years.
Of course. He's incorruptible. And that's driving him nuts. You know what else is driving him nuts? Did you see the clip where he was speaking to the New York Times editorial board? And he
I don't handle bullshit or something.
Yep, exactly. That was the quote. I don't tolerate bullshit very well. And they're all sitting there gaping open mouth like, what did he just say? We can't believe we're hearing this from a sitting United States senator. They're gobsmacked by it, Jack. Completely gobsmacked.
You don't have the right to speak like that unless you're 100% absolutely correct. Mm-hmm. And then you can say those words.
I guess that's something Bernie and I have in common. I take it out on these centrist jerks on Facebook. I said, my block list is well over 3,000 people, and it's growing every single day. And I just don't care. So for Hillary Clinton for basically slurring Bernie Sanders on a documentary, by the way, that Netflix is going to be showing, people need to avoid that like the plague. Like that virus is coming out of China now that's killing people. So for Hillary Clinton and for Peter Lucido for being such a complete scumbag, we have this message for you.
Don't be a douchebag.
Yeah, that's right. Stop being a douchebag. Lucido and Clinton both need to keep their mouths shut. They'll stay out of trouble that way. It's unbelievable.
I think Hillary, though, as disgusting as Lucido is, right?
Yeah.
I think Hillary this week beat all contenders.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
My blood boiled when I read that. But my blood boils a lot recently from, as you call them, centrist Democrats. I don't call them centrist.
Conservative Democrats.
Conservatives, yeah. They are. There's no question about it. But the centrist conservative thing, that's a sliding scale. I just like to say simply, and I think people need to use it in their own jargon, they're establishment Dems.
Yeah.
That's it. They're bottom line, they're establishment Dems. And here's what I'm hearing more and more of.
They're corporate-owned establishment Dems.
When you point out that we're in this mess because of Pelosi, because of Brazil, because of Hillary, and on it goes, because of, as we saw in the WikiLeaks, the media being contacted by the DNC, being told what to say, absolute bona fide cheating. All these centrists, or as you call them centrists, I call them centrists, they want to say, hey, that's in the past. That's in the past. That's in the past by how many months? Any lessons maybe to learn since you lost the last time? You've been around political circles for a long time.
Yeah.
How many times have you seen them go back and study the past year when they lost, or 3 years ago when they lost, so they don't do it again?
Never.
And these pinheads are saying, well,
never.
That's in the past. We have to look ahead.
I'm gonna tell you two things, Jack, and this is proof positive. One, they never look back at anything to examine it. They don't do a postmortem. And two, unless you're part of the system, they do not listen to you. Because I tried to help them out in 2014 when Mark Schauer was running for governor, saying, you need to do this, 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 and this. This will work. Think they did any of it? Nope. Guess what? Mark Schauer got his ass handed to him.
Do you realize the courts, which is where The arbitration takes place for justice. Used to anyway, right?
Yeah.
Relies upon, this is just my little bit of legal training in college, right? Mm-hmm. Upon precedents which is based upon the past. Precedents. That's why the guy has these big, huge libraries filled with books. Because in that book, in 1450, this happened in England. That started a whole trend of law that you can thread down through the libraries. It's called precedents. It's called historical precedents. Justice is based on that. But these pinheads say, well, you can't look at the past. Here's why you can't look at the past. Forget the precedents. It's because you cheated McGovern. You went in 68 and you threw out the progressive candidate that was against, of all things, anybody want to hear about history? Anybody care about the past Democratic Party? The Vietnam War. Mm-hmm. They were out in the streets, and an establishment guy who was the mayor, anybody know this? I mean, he had them pushed with bulldozers out of the way.
Richard Daley, the mayor of Chicago.
Yeah, the establishment who said, I hate these damn hippies, get them out of the way. They were there for the, do I dare say, the progressive candidate. They pumped up Humphrey, who was a hawk, just like Hillary, saved the establishment that day. They did it with McGovern. They did it with Jesse Jackson.
They did it with Henry Wallace.
Yeah, they've done it with every progressive initiative for all time. No wonder they don't want to look at the past.
They forced Henry Wallace out as vice president in 1944 and stuck Harry Truman in. Look it up, folks. It's true. They did it when they screwed Jimmy Carter in 1980 when the unions refused to back him after he beat Kennedy.
And they did it just months ago to Bernie Sanders. And they haven't got the gonads to go back and look at the scene on the floor of the convention where they shut the lights off, where you couldn't go to the bathroom. If you did, you lose your chair if you're a Bernie delegate. Yep. The crimes go on and on. We talked about in the back.
You were there when that was going on.
I saw it. I was pushed around by him. I was in the subway, 2030, the Hillary people, if you had a Bernie hat or anything else, they'd come and intimidate you.
Yep.
Sharon and I literally were fighting, physically pushing to get the hell off the subway.
Jack, I want to get to this story. This is a story from the Hill. This is John Bowden writing on January 20th. Senator Bernie Sanders, independent of Vermont, apologized to former Vice President Joe Biden Sunday night after an op-ed by a Sanders campaign surrogate published in The Guardian accused Biden of corruption. This is what we were talking about. He apologized. And Bernie didn't even say that Biden was corrupt. It was Zephyr Teachout.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Why should Bernie be apologizing for something that a surrogate said? Especially when it's something that I think Zephyr Teachout is correct. I think Biden is corrupt. The Vermont senator told CBS News that he regretted the message published by Sanders surrogate Zephyr Teachout, who does not hold an official role with the campaign, but has endorsed and introduced the senator at his rallies. Hey, this would be like Bernie Sanders coming out and apologizing for me calling Joe Biden a corrupt son of a bitch.
I'll second that motion.
Sanders told CBS, quote, "It is absolutely not my view that Joe is corrupt in any way, and I'm sorry that op-ed appeared." End of quote. I tell you what, I'm starting to gain a lot more respect for Zephyr Teachout after that. That's what progressives need to do. Tell the unvarnished truth, no matter how many of these conservative sons of bitches don't want to hear it, and they're going to get in your face, and they're going to hate on you. Tell the truth. Always tell the truth. God, I even knew that when I was 9 years old, Jack.
Yeah. Yep.
Always tell the truth. Even if people don't believe you.
And
keep telling the truth. Keep pounding it in.
And here's a piece of truth that we talked about before the show, Darren. Mm-hmm. These centrists that you refer to, I call them establishment, but either way, they don't want party unity. And that's their number one defense when you try to say, let's get the best and most likely candidate to beat Trump. Where Bernie's ahead in percentage points as we talk. And you say to them, look at categorically at Biden tying in with the busing movement or the down in the South when he went down. There's quotes against the Social Security. On and on it goes. What you get back is, oh, my God, you need to worry about party unity. They don't give a damn about party unity. They want to defend the wealthy. Who did they call in like a tag team wrestling show, when the progressives were supposedly inching ahead in public opinion. A bigger billionaire than the ones they already had, named Bloomberg.
Exactly.
His cohorts care about protecting the wealthy. He is wealthy.
He's a billionaire.
Yeah. So the guy jumps over, gets in the arena, who's another billionaire, to diffuse and strengthen the attack against the progressives, saying, I will spend all my money to defeat Trump.
No, he's spending his money to defeat Bernie Sanders.
You got it. And we didn't rehearse that, ladies and
No,
gentlemen.
we didn't. And I'm going to tell you this. Folks, George Carlin said this, and maybe we'll have to play it again. It's a big club, and you ain't in it.
That's right.
You are not in the big club.
Give a damn about you, middle-class people.
That wasn't the word he said. He said they don't give a about you. Seriously. Seriously, they don't give a about you at all. At all. Again, George Carlin.
And it's not, I'm going to go a step farther than Bloomberg.
Yeah.
It's Barack Obama, too.
Oh, yeah.
They cleaned off his palate, let him speak some new attacks against Bernie. Seriously.
Yeah.
They're waging a frantic war to stifle more progressive candidates. Yeah. Now, that you could include Warren in that. I'm going to single it down where we should have known it. There's only one all along. That's Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, period.
The money and the war, some people even theorize that the whole impeachment is just a way to stop Bernie.
I tell you what, we gave Tulsi Gabbard douchebag of the week a few weeks ago for voting present for the impeachment vote in the House. I'm going to give credit where credit is due. She came out and defended Bernie. I'll give credit for her for doing that. And I'll give her credit for this. I have this from Rebecca Clark writing for The Hill. This is dated January 22nd. Representative Tulsi Gabbard, Democrat of Hawaii, is suing Hillary Clinton for defamation over the former Secretary of State's remarks on a podcast characterizing the Democratic presidential candidate as a Russian asset. Gabbard filed the defamation lawsuit Wednesday in U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York. Gabbard's lawyers allege that Clinton's comments have smeared Gabbard's political and personal reputation. Her lawyer, Brian Dunn, in a statement said, quote, Tulsi Gabbard is a loyal American civil servant who has also dedicated her life to protecting the safety of all Americans. Representative Gabbard's presidential campaign continues to gain momentum, but she has seen her political and personal reputation smeared and her candidacy intentionally damaged by Clinton's malicious and demonstrably false remarks. End of quote. Yeah, she wants $50 million.
Well,
I hope she gets it.
The two biggest disgusting utterances out of the establishment's mouth is, number one, don't look at the past. Forget the past primaries. And number two, anything that you say that's objective about these candidates, you are destroying party unity. They beat those two drums until I'm ready to throw up.
You know, I'm going to wait. If Bernie somehow gets the nod, because we're convinced that somehow Bernie's going to get screwed again.
We are convinced.
One way or another. And you said even if they assassinate him.
They'll go where they have to go.
Yeah. If somehow he gets the nod, that's going to be the first words out of my mouth to all these establishment Dems. Well, you've been talking about vote blue no matter who. Well, Bernie's your candidate now. How are you going to help get him elected? And see what they say. Let's see how much crow they can eat.
Yeah, and if Trump is reelected because Biden, they pick another corporate candidate and shove it down our throat. The day he's elected, I'm in my 70s, I will spend the rest of my life going after establishment Dems. I'm serious. I'm not making it up.
Yeah.
That's not hyperbole. Yep. Anyone I run into.
Here's what I'm going to say. When they shove Biden down our throats and lose, I'm going to shove Trump up their ass.
A lot of anatomy today. A lot of
you got
anatomy.
it.
And Darren, we've never worked off each other's comments better. We're moving back and forth. I want to add one last reading here.
And this is from?
This is from Common Dreams.
And the author?
And the author is Christopher Cook.
Okay.
If the Democratic establishment's goal is defeating Trump, and that's what they say repeatedly, that's mantra number 3. Oh, we all got to unite to beat Trump. We can all be agreed on that, they say. If that really is their goal, the evidence is clear. The progressive candidate, Sanders, is the most likely candidate to beat Trump. It was in 2016. It is today. At this point, right now,